Suffering is from where greatness has always emerged. And that is why I want you to suffer. And that's not me trying to mother you that no, it's okay, I don't want you to suffer. People have a negative view towards suffering for some reason. It's about time that you should start having a more positive attitude towards suffering. David Goggins suffered so much in his childhood. He had one of the worst childhood you could imagine for a kid. He had an abusing father. He had to do child labor as a 11-year-old, 9-year-old. He had to see his mom being abused physically and verbally by his father. He had to go through so much of stuff. Not just that, but a lot more. And now he has turned into a man who we now call him the toughest man in the world. Now he takes every single workout to extreme. There's a reason behind that. The suffering that taught him. He now voluntarily goes and suffers because he knows that that's where the knowledge is, that's where the learning is. It's always suffering that causes like a slap to somebody's face, that causes a chain reaction. It causes somebody to change themselves. By the way, your reaction to the title of this video, I hope you suffer, is a test to see that do you have the right attitude towards improvement? Because if you're a person who looked at the title and went like, oh, why does he want me to suffer? That's a bad thing, right? Like, why would he want me to suffer? I don't want to suffer. But then you have a very bad attitude towards improvement. Anybody who has been improving themselves, anybody who has actually made some progress in life in areas that they care about, they would know that suffering is the way to achieve greatness. They know that suffering is the way to achieve improvement. And that for me to say that I hope you suffer, that's me expressing love towards you, not hate. Now, of course, suffering is from where the greatness has always emerged, and it always will, and that's why I wish suffering for you. If you're gonna sit inside your room all day long, not go out there, not like face failures, rejections, then you are going to sit in the suffering. But if you're gonna look at the suffering as a thing that you could turn around, you could actually change it and change your life for the better. Now here's the thing, your suffering is your advantage. Nobody else has suffered this kind of stuff that you had to go through. Everybody have unique suffering, and that's why everybody have unique stories. Everybody have unique reasons and values over the same thing. And that's why you should never lie about your suffering. You should never avoid suffering. Suffering is supposed to be your unique edge. I'll tell you my own story. Not exactly like a story, but like it was when suffering had crossed the line and it had pissed me off too much that it caused me to change. It was last year, my board exams were going, so like my 10th grade was going on, and every single day I was going to a very strict tuition, and I would get beaten quite a lot of times. Everybody would get beaten quite a lot of times because if you don't do your homework, if you don't answer the questions right, then you'll get a beating for it. And that was a lot of trauma for a 14-year-old. And I understand like 50, 100 more kids were going through that stuff just like me in the same tuition. But it was a difficult time. And I always tried my best, but I still couldn't get the good grades. That ended me up in a very bad spiral to just go to the tuition and then come back and indulge in internet addictions. Luckily, I didn't play video games, but all the other internet addictions that you can imagine for a teenager, I was into all of them. And when my board exams finally ended, that's when I was like, through the board exams, I spent so much of time scrolling, wasting my time, wasting productivity, just because I was tired of that stuff. I was tired of being beaten. I was tired of the pressure. And guess what? As soon as my board exams ended, I went serious into the self-improvement. I've been serious. I picked up a mission for myself, and I've been on that mission since then. And I'm going to be talking about that mission very soon on my channel once I start achieving some real, genuine progress in it, some big progress in it. And I will eventually. Another story that I have for you is about a friend of mine. Let's call this guy, I'm just going to use this thing. This is the friend of mine. This guy, he is a bit dark skinned. And this other guy who's a fat bully, he's also dark skinned, but not as dark skinned as him. And this is a guy who's trying to enjoy his life. The skinny kid, what was that? The skinny kid is just trying to enjoy his life. But then this bully comes in, who's a part of my friend group, and he starts bullying him every single damn day. And it pissed me off to look at him just take it all in, take all the bullying in. He didn't do anything about it. And I asked him once that, why don't you like say something to him? Why don't you hit, like, because he used to verbally and sometimes even physically abuse him. Why don't you hit him back? Why don't you fight back? Why don't you say something back? I used to ask him this, and he used to say that the fat bully was specifically one of those people who he really was afraid of. And I understood his fear because we all have these kind of fears. We all are afraid of something or somebody. He was afraid of the bully. Guess what? At the same time, about 6 months later, both of these guys, the bully and the skinny kid who used to get bullied, and the dark kid who used to get bullied, both of them started going to the gym. Now, individually, right? So he was going to the gym individually, he was going to the gym individually. But the dark skinned kid, he really made a lot of progress. And the fat bully, he just couldn't take his diet to be like a priority. And he still is not as, he's not really that, he's not made much progress even till now, even till today. And I know both of them personally. And the last time I looked at them, it looked more like this. I have never seen the fat bully bully that kid again about his skin color. Since he has got jacked, since he has really built himself a body that he's proud of. And regardless of the fact that a intimidating physique has to do something with this or not, the point that I'm trying to make here is that he used that suffering, he used that bullying to turn something better out of his life, to go to the gym and do what he could do about his physique, do what he could do to improve his life. It's only when struggle moves beyond a line that causes a change in people. It's only that breakup that causes a man to get very serious into the gym. Is the random near-death disease that causes somebody to start prioritizing their health. You've listened about this, especially the first advice, right? Especially the first example, sorry. You've heard about this, right? Somebody, he's going to the gym, or maybe he's even not going to the gym at all, and he gets a breakup, and now he's going to the gym every day as a teenager. He's just there, just going every single day. He's so motivated. He's so disciplined because that suffering caused a change in him. But you know what? There's one thing common in all of these examples. In all these examples that I've written out on this page, in all the other examples that I showed you, the one of my friend and even of myself, that one thing common is that there's this key, and the key is to have a positive attitude. The key is to have a positive attitude, where we could have also thought, like the dark skinned kid, he could have also thought, well, he is right, bullying me. I'm dark skinned and I can't do anything about it. It's so sad, life is so sad. He could have indulged in that. He could have agreed to the bully, agreed to the statements that the bully was saying, and he could have lived in that sadness for all his life. The guy who got a breakup, he could have lived in that, he could have had the breakup, fell into a really bad depression, and then eventually attempted suicide. You've heard those stories, right? Somebody would have a really, really bad breakup and then they attempt suicide. And it's kind of stupid when you think about it like this. Like, why would you attempt break? Why would you end your life for something as silly? But for them, that's not silly, right? For them, that's not silly. For them, It is justifiable. Yeah, suicide because of a breakup, justifiable. Because they look at it as in a negative attitude. They look at the suffering, which was the breakup. They will look at, the dark-skinned kid. He will look at the suffering, which was the bullying. They will look at it with a negative attitude that, yes, he is right. Yeah, I mean, I'm meant to suffer. And they'll slowly and slowly just live in that suffering. Instead, they look at it with a positive mindset. The guy who got a breakup, he would realize that, okay, this is what went wrong in the relationship. So my physique is bad, my this is bad, my that is bad, and he would start fixing those things. The dark-skinned kid, he started realizing that, okay, I should do at least whatever I can do. I cannot like bleach my color to be like lighter skinned, but I can go to the gym and build myself a physique that I'm proud of. So I should do that. You know yourself so many stories. There was another example that I wrote down there in the previous slide, which was about a kid. If you would imagine, you've heard those many stories, right? A kid born in poverty, and when he grows up, he becomes a millionaire or billionaire. He could have lived in that, suffering. He could have lived in that with a negative attitude, just like, oh man, my father's poor, my mother's poor, my whole family is poor. We get abused by people who are financially well off than us. Maybe I'm also supposed to live in that poverty, right? Maybe he would grow up and then eventually do the same job that his father does and eventually still not be able to provide enough for their family. But he looks at it with a positive attitude. He goes, you know what, my family is going through poverty. Let's fix that. Just that. Let's fix that. The positive attitude causes the chain reaction. It allows the suffering to be a slap to your face, not a constant depleting and just like not a constant suffering basically. So make sure that you look at your sufferings, any insecurities that you have, any sufferings that you have. You get bullied in school or whatever. You have your own unique sufferings, of course. Look at them, see what you can improve anyways. Don't look at them with a negative attitude, please. Look at them with a positive attitude and understand what can be fixed and then fix them. I hope this video helps you. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. Jai Shri Krishna.